everyone, I'm Lori from KidMadeModern, where we celebrate all of your kiddos' creativity. We're so excited to be celebrating Black History Month this month with our friend Lily Soul Studio. Lily is an awesome artist and she's going to be teaching us a fun art lesson regarding artist Alma Thomas. We are so excited to learn from Lily today to celebrate this awesome month, and we look forward to seeing your creations. Make sure to check out our blog where our coloring sheet is, where you can craft along with Lily today. So thanks so much everyone and have a great day.
Hi friends, I'm Lily Soul. I'm a mixed media abstract painter living in Berkeley, California. Thank you so much for joining me and KidMadeModern today. I specialize in painting flower goddesses like so, and I find a lot of inspiration in bright colors, wild patterns. I'm always getting out in nature and seeking inspiration in the plants and flowers. And today I'm super excited to share an artist named Alma Thomas. These are some of her beautiful paintings behind me. And as you can see, she also loves bright colors, or loved bright colors. Has really unique patterns and brushstrokes, and today we're going to learn 2 different ways to create a painting similar to this using paints and collage. So let's jump into the lesson. Alma Thomas was the first woman student to graduate with a fine arts degree from Howard University in 1924. From there, she went off to teach art to junior high students for nearly 35 years in Washington, D.C. She was able to support herself and her painting practice during these times, and as soon as she retired, she was allowed the freedom to pursue painting full time. Through color, she could focus on beauty and happiness for some of the struggles that she faced at this time. In 2015, the Obamas hung her painting Resurrection in the old family dining room of the White House. This is the first African American woman's art to be on display in the White House full time. Alma Thomas found inspiration in flowers and nature, and she often would turn to nature for color inspiration and like to see how the colors changed in various lightings or after various weathers. And so today what we're going to do is take this coloring sheet and we're going to fill in all the squares and even some of the background colors to create collage paper. And what we'll do is cut out the shapes and then re-glue them down in an Alma-inspired pattern. All right, before we dive into our painting lesson, let's learn a little bit more about Alma Thomas. Alma Thomas was a painter and art teacher known for her bright abstract works. Born in September 22, 1891 in Columbus, Georgia. She was a really creative child, and she would make small works, sometimes puppets or sculptures made from clay in the river behind her yard. Here are 2 of her paintings. This one's Pink Dogwoods and Azaleas, 1971, oil on canvas. And here we have Spring Flowers in Washington, D.C., 1969. I just love all the bright colors that she uses. Alma Thomas was the first student to graduate with a fine arts degree from Howard University in 1924. From there, she taught art to junior high students for 35 years in Washington, D.C. She was able to support her own painting practice while she worked. And behind the scenes, she was always painting. Once she retired, she was allowed to really pursue her painting full time. All right, so let's get started on our Alma Thomas inspired floral painting. All right, so here are things you'll need. You'll need some paper. Mixed media or watercolor paper works best. There's also a lovely downloadable that you can use, or you can freehand your art as well. I've got a variety of paint brushes, scissors, glue, water. I have my watercolor paints, and I've also went ahead and squirted some temper paint. So let's jump in. I would like to invite you to use the printable or to create your own collage paper. So how we're gonna do this is we're gonna start by doing the background first. And there's different ways you could do this. But I'm going to start by coloring in my background. Pink. And you can choose any colors that make you happy or bring joy to you. I love bright colors as well. And I'm going off of these lovely camellia flowers to have this pink background. So what you could do before you get started is go out into nature and have a walk and see what colors you might find in the plants and flowers or in the trees. And then I'm going to use some orange for the rest of my background because I also love orange. And so I'm just going around and using my watercolors. You could also do this with markers or color crayons. There's some freedom in the materials that you use and flexibility there. It's abstract, so you can keep it loose and don't worry about it being in the lines completely. That's okay. Alrighty. And now we're gonna go in and paint our these shapes, our square tiles. And for that, I'm gonna use some of my temper paint that I've made a palette for. And I'm gonna go in and pick yellow. Yellow makes me happy, and there's some yellow in the center of the flowers that I have as inspiration. So I'm gonna go in and just paint some of these yellow. And if you notice, she just uses simple brush strokes to create a pattern. A lot of her work's circular, but some of it's not. Some of it's also more landscaped or horizontal. And if you don't want to make a circle shape, you're welcome to make a square shape or a triangle shape. There's a lot of freedom in that. One other supply you might want is having a rag or paper towel on hand to dab your paint. Now I'm going to pick this pretty blue, like the sky. It was so blue the other day. There were big puffy clouds in the sky. So I'm just going to go ahead and make some blue marks. And so the other option, if you don't want to use this this printed paper, another option if you don't want to use the printable is to just do this yourself on plain paper. And so you're just going to make these sweet little brush strokes in whatever shape inspires you. Okay, or you can go ahead and just freehand an Alma inspired painting like so. And I'm just adding mark after mark, and it's really quite relaxing and kind of putting me in a little zen state. I see why she enjoyed painting abstract, nature-inspired, vivid, bright, colorful paintings like this. And again, you don't have to paint them in a particular shape like a circle. You could paint them in a square, a triangle, horizontal. You could do a landscape. So I would encourage you to play around with different ways of doing a painting that's a color field. Alrighty, so I've got these ones that are painted, and I've got the one that is the sheet. And what I ended up doing was cutting out this one, cutting out the shapes in order to create collage paper to then make a collage version, almost like a paper mosaic. So if that's something that you want to do and you just want to have a little more fun and try something different, you could find collage paper with old magazines, scraps around the house, or you can make your own like I did. Alrighty, so you would just cut all of these out. And what I did next, got them stuck there. That aside, what I did here is collage the bits on to add more depth. So you can use this paper, or you could use a blank paper and glue the shapes on using a glue stick. So you can use a glue stick and actually stick them on. To create mosaic-like Alma Thomas inspired painting. And let's do a square. Let's change it up. It doesn't need to necessarily be a circle. You could do it as a square too. Alrighty, and so I'm just taking my cutouts and I'm layering them onto the page. And you could do it more in a order that Alma would do, which she uses, you know, she does all the same color in the same location to create some cohesion. I'm just kind of being a little more spontaneous. Alrighty, and then maybe I want to then go in and add more marks around it. You can really play and have fun and try something different, just seeking inspiration from her work, letting it kind of be its own unique piece of art. Well, I hope you guys have fun making these, and I hope that you experiment a little bit if you're called to, and I hope that you can go outside perhaps and seek some color inspiration in nature. All right, there you have it. There's a collage here, watercolor paints, and then this one's just painted. Alrighty guys, go out there, have fun, and keep creating. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me today, and thank you, KidMadeModern. I hope you guys had a blast making your Alma Thomas inspired colorscapes. If you make one, be sure to tag us at KidMadeModern, and find me too at Lily Soul Studio. All right, get out there and make stuff. Have fun.